Hey, yo, it's Megamouth, and today I have a review for the classic Wario Land video game on the Virtual Boy. What score does it deserve? Well, the Virtual Boy was certainly a divisive video game system when it came out in the mid 1990s, but for people that own one or at least got to play a demo unit in stores, a lot of us still have some fond memories of it, even though it wasn't a very successful video game system. Ultimately, the Virtual Boy, it did, well, the few video games it did have, a lot of them were kind of mediocre to bad, but they also had some really good video games on the Virtual Boy as well. Some of the best and most fondly remembered ones are Tellero Boxer, Red Alarm, and Wario Land here on the Virtual Boy. Now, I was never that big of a Wario fan back in the day. In fact, they barely release any Wario games anymore. They kind of did some spin offs there for a while with the WarioWare series. But for a traditional Wario Land game, it's been a long, long time. But this one on the Virtual Boy, this was widely, designed around the concept of the Virtual Boy itself. It really took advantage of the 3D elements, and ultimately, I would say that this game, both in terms of its gameplay design and in terms of its controls, this was just a really good video game. This was like a classic Nintendo video game that you would expect to see on the Super Nintendo or something like that. So ultimately, this game did have a lot of thoughtful care and appreciation put into its design. And ultimately, I picked it up and played it here when it recently re-released on the Nintendo Switch video game systems. And man, this game was a lot of fun. Even this many years later, even though it was a product of its time, this is just a really good video game. So ultimately, in terms of what score it would have been given back in the day, I probably would have given this one a perfect 10 out of 10 back in the day because this was just that good and designed that purposefully for the Virtual Boy. Even through a modern perspective, I think a lot of people can go back and have real good, legitimate fun playing this on the Nintendo Switch systems. And so ultimately, I think even with in terms of a modern score, I easily think this one is still worthy of a score of 9 out of 10. This is Mega Mouse signing out. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.